Alright, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is time for the last video about this new update. Obviously, this video is going to have a lot less views because I already know how people are. They really, this is the last thing they care about. But for the few of you that still care about updates, balance changes, and keep yourself informed and etc., I'm going to try to break this down as much as possible to you to make it a bit easier to understand. So, first of all, the Cauterize passive that we have is going to be acting faster. On Siege, it will now take you roughly 10 minutes, 9 to 10 minutes to have full Cauterize instead of the 13. Or I was actually 10 between 11. You can do the math here, you can just do the math because it's 5% every 60 seconds. But now it was changed to 5% for each 50 seconds. You know that you need 65 because you start off with 25. You need those 65 to just basically get to the 90%. So just do, the 65 divided by 5, which is 13. And then you can just do 13 versus 50 seconds. It'll give you a number. And now divide this by 60 and you'll see how many minutes, full minutes, will actually tell you to do this. As for Onslaught and King of the Hill, they basically took away 5 seconds. As for Siege, it was 10 seconds. I believe that it was 8.5 minutes now to get full Cauterize. And also, they're thinking in between of making different progressions for Onslaught and King of the Hill because the modes seem a little bit different. As for STDM, they just said that they didn't want to touch it. And they also said that they will be implementing a visual indicator on the scoreboard for you to know how much anti-heal, how much Cauterize you have active. Okay, so don't worry about that. That's definitely coming, just not this patch, unfortunately. As for menu themes, this is something they've been mentioning about for a while. A lot of people were asking for it, and they finally delivered. Since we have a Monstercat crossover, they thought, we definitely need these musics as a thing to equip whenever you want, to have it on your client playing wherever you go, but they will not be playing in game. Okay, this is the only difference. Don't get it wrong, they only work in there, so you will be able to obtain them during the event pass and the Trials of the Realm. But other than that, yeah, I don't know exactly how many more they're going to be applying in the future like this, but now we have some extra musics for the menus, which is fantastic. As for ranked map rotation, if you guys saw my previous video on the visual and cosmetics, etc., the map Warden's Gate, was actually updated visually and also kind of reworked a little bit. But because of this, they want to keep it out of the competitive scene, so you're not going to be able to see this map in competitive, which is good. Instead, they'll be putting Timbermill to just, just cover for the whole, basically. Now let's talk about balance, and everybody loves balance. Megaton by Cassie is now weaker when it comes to knockback, which is fantastic. The Koga now can run up walls longer. You can go up higher, if you keep running, you'll have more distance. This is actually distance, not speed. And for those who didn't know that Koga could actually run up walls, you definitely should stop for a second and just go read these abilities, okay? His weapon also now has a shorter range to how far you can actually effectively do the max damage you can do with your weapon. So instead of 83 units from you, that would be the max where you could do your max damage without fall off. It's now 75. So after 75 units, it's going to start falling in damage. Genos had a little bit extra time added to the refire time between every shot on Binary Star, the talent where you shoot very slow but you do more damage. It has 0.1 seconds extra, so it's now 0.5 instead of 0.4. Lex and Vivian both had a 15% reduction screen shake when using both the magnums of Lex and also the aim down sights of Vivian. Octavia now have some pretty juicy buffs. Her distortion field that used to apply slows up to 10% to the enemy now applies 15%, which makes it stronger. And also her talent that would allow you to heal your teammates with distortion field and also damage others. It actually heals for more, and it also damages the enemies for more, so that's actually pretty good. Ray had a nerf to her ultimate. Instead of being fully damage immune, now you're only 50% damage have 50% damage reduction when casting the ultimate, which is actually pretty good in my opinion, honestly. I'm sorry, but just have to be extremely honest here. And also her main fire received a nerf where she does a little bit less damage. All right, she does 15 less damage, but her speed of the projectile is also slower. 7 had a nerf to his mag dump, so he actually does less damage with his mag dump. And his ultimate is actually faster. You will be able to target, look at people, and actually lock them in for the fear faster by half the time that you had to look in order to lock somebody. As for his bombs, the bombs that after you plant them in the floor, they will now last only 6 seconds in there on the floor, and then they will disappear. Before it was like 15 seconds, and they would disappear only after 15 seconds, making it extremely hard for anybody to go through an area when there was bombs there, especially because you cannot destroy them. But now, after 6 seconds, they're gone. You have to plant new ones. Pretty cool. All right. Tyra's burn monster no longer cripples, so long for the Tyras that was just going burn monsters to fuck over the tanks. That's actually good in my opinion. I'm sorry. I prefer to take damage and still get out of it than literally be crippled, having no way to run away from it, and still be burning through this entire time through a ability that it's literally RNG of how the fire spreads. I'm sorry. It's just my opinion. I might be wrong. You might be saying, I don't like that, but I'm sorry. I think this is going to be huge. At least for certain tanks like Yagurath to run away and everything. People will not actually have to use precise cripples to be able to stop certain tanks, and that will make it a lot better for tanks. But don't forget that Betty La Bombas exists now, so you know destroying shields is gonna be a thing. Shields are gonna be having a bad time. All right, let's go into bug fixes. Ashe now has her correct amount of damage done on direct hits, which was not doing it. I noticed this earlier when I was playing like a couple of days ago. I was hitting people on, imagine, the arm, and it was not doing the full damage of the direct hit, which it didn't make any sense. Which means Ashes are now going to be able to do way more damage. Azan, they basically fixed his ultimate where he could actually knock back people who were immune to crowd control. Like, for example, Luna and Yagurath. I am not joking. You could actually use your ultimate to move Yagurath or Luna from the place where they were standing, when you cannot even do that with anybody else, which is insane. Also, little heads up, I already reported the bug where Azan can actually stop, for example, certain things. Like, for example, the Tiberius ultimate, if you dash into an ulting Tiberius, you can cancel his ultimate. You stun him and cancel his ultimate. It's insane. But for example, if you use a cripple or a stun or anything of the other champions, your ultimate remains active. So he's literally the only one that could do that. Plus, he can also sort of still stun you if you're CC immune. Imagine you're playing Vora and you're CC immune on your ultimate, and he just dashes against you. It doesn't stun you, but it does like the effect, like it bugs out the entire camera. And this was a big issue, and I already reported that, so make sure that on the next patch we're gonna have that change, hopefully. Now, on to Koga. There is a skin that was like the recolor skin. You couldn't buy it. Now you can for gold and crystals. Octavia's skin, the commander skin, same thing. You can buy it for some reason. Now you can. Talus had the ability to teleport back to his rune if he got grabbed by Khan's ultimate. Now, that little shit can't, because this has been fixed. Thank the Lord. Thank you. Tiberius had also a similar issue with the skin, with his secondary skin. You could not buy it with gold or crystals. Now you can. Vatu, actually, they fixed the issue where you could teleport inside of the enemy spawns with the ambush ability. Now you can no longer do that. And they also fixed the issue with his secondary skin not being purchasable by gold or crystals. Vora, same thing for her Herald skin, and Yagurath, the same thing with her Graveworm skin. So let's take a look into general fixes and understand what exactly these are. As for the first fix, the auto-buy bug on consoles is finally fixed. So if you crashed and you had the auto-buy back on, it no longer will happen, and it will no longer buy items to you that you didn't want, which is fantastic. They also fixed issues of audio, apparently, that if certain things were happening behind you, you wouldn't hear it properly. I thought this was actually an audio driver issue with me, but it was not. It was actually part of the game. Thank the Lord they fixed it. That's pretty good. They also fixed an issue with consoles not being able to reverse purchases on Siege Beyond. It was like a little bit of an issue. They fixed that, which is good. They also fixed an issue, the play to purchase button properly when using gameplay. It fixed an issue where the purchase flow for Siege Beyond items sort of did not take the player to the purchase button properly when you're using gamepad. So that, yeah, there was a little bit of an issue there to buy items that you just couldn't move around really well, so that's been fixed. I actually forgot about that one. That's what I was reading it again. This is the part where I was talking about the undo button. They also fixed an issue where if you had that item on Siege Beyond where you could, you know, get more credits, it would actually give you this message error on the screen when you collect the credits, right? So that's been fixed. That no longer will happen, so you'll actually know what's going on. That similar thing was happening with Lex and Octavia because of their credits, passives, and etc. So that's been fixed. They also fixed some collisions issues on Stonekeep at night, Stonekeep at day, Magistrate's Archives, and the Jaguar Fall maps. This is actually good. We have recently a level designer joining the team. This person is already working apparently on a new map that we're going to be able to see this year. We don't know yet if it's a siege map or anything of the sort, but he's been crushing it with polishing maps, and definitely we're going to be able to see maps with less issues that we've been seeing lately. It's just insane, okay? Fixed some tester issues on low settings on Motor Sport. I didn't even know that was a thing. Fixed an issue where the purchase button would remain visible but unusable for cosmetics and accessory screens. So this was happening even, for example, on the Bounty Store, where you would have already a skin, but it would tell you still that you could buy it. Similar things were happening on other places, like just direct on the skins of the champions, or for example, when you're loading in with the champion and you can just switch between skins. You selected your champion, you want to switch the skins. Yeah, sometimes it would happen there as well. So hopefully now it's all fixed. They also fixed an issue where the 2D art for both Stonekeep maps and the night and day or displayed incorrectly in ranked and practice queues, and now it's all fixed. So this is pretty much it for balance fixes and etc. And now I want to know, what did you think about these, these nerfs, these buffs, and the bug fixes? Is there anything here that you wanted to see but you didn't get to see it? Is there any suggestion you have for me to transmit through the AUC that you would like to see on the next patch notes in this list? Let me know down in the comments below. I'll be looking forward to see your comments, and other than that, this is pretty much it. Again, patch notes, links will be in the description, so thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, have a wonderful time. I'm out. Bye-bye.